back to Steve K Aviation. This is another short little flight using the Foreflight app. Today I want to do a VFR cross country using the Foreflight app from Lock Haven, Pennsylvania. It's Kilo Lima Hotel Victor to Schuylkill County, which is Kilo Zulu Echo Romeo. This is the cross country I did as leg 2 of my first solo cross country, and I want to kind of reenact or refly this in Foreflight or in Microsoft Flight Simulator. And I'm using Foreflight because I did not have Foreflight whenever I did this for my private. Foreflight was not an option, and actually GPS wasn't even an option. That's how far back it was. So let's go ahead and use the app to do this flight. So the first thing I want to mention is I'm using a executable. It's called FS2FF. I run that in the background, which allows the Foreflight app to communicate with the Microsoft Flight Simulator. And to confirm that it is communicating, you can do two things. Number one, go to the More option on the app and go down to Devices, and you can see the MSFS is connected. So it's providing GPS and AHRS data to the Foreflight app. And we can also confirm that we are getting the data, as we have the little blue pin highlighted there on the Lock Haven Airport. So let's go ahead and we'll minimize this app, put it down in the corner down here, minimize it, and we will go ahead and start our flight. Send this Foreflight app back up again. So let's turn down that volume just a little bit on the background. Okay, so what I want to do now is I want to actually put in our route. So I'm going to flight plan. We're going to enter our flight plan. It's VFR flight from our departure, Kilo Lima Hotel Victor, to our destination, which is Kilo Zulu Echo Romeo. Okay, we are going to cruise at 5,500 feet. Okay, I don't have any data here yet on the weather, so let's see. It did not give me any best winds information yet, but usually it does when we're connected. But we are connected. Just to verify again, we're still connected. Yep, we are still connected, and we still got the little blue dot, so that's good. Okay. Next thing, VFR flight. We want some VFR checkpoints. Crossing Highway 80. Touch. Hold. It gives us a lat log. We're going to hit it. Adds it into our flight plan. Down here, just to the west of Lewisburg. Touch. Hold. Add it in. There's our next one. Crossing the rivers. Touch. Hold. And head in. If you notice, I kind of move my finger up and down in that line, kind of moves, so you can actually kind of adjust the actual flight plan, but I'm trying to keep it as direct as possible. Okay, over a little town here, just south of Northumberland County Airport, and then our final destination. Alright, so we got that all set up and good to go. And our first leg is highlighted in the magenta. So I'm going to minimize that. Again, coming back to the airport here. Okay, we can look at our weather. Our weather is winds 260 at 7 knots. So it's going to give us runway 27 departure. Based on this, we're looking at the asphalt runway. We're looking at 27 right. So we got a net, based on that, it's a 7-knot headwind on takeoff. Back to the weather. Altimeter's 2982. So we can go ahead and set that up also. So let's go ahead and go back and minimize our little Foreflight app here on our display overlay. Alright, so I am going to, for the shortness of this flight, just taxi straight ahead and take off from this intersection. Should be about halfway down, so about 2,000 feet. Plenty of runway for this airplane. So it'd be Lock Haven traffic, Cessna 172 Sierra Kilo, taxiing to runway 27 right, intersection departure, runway 27 right, Lock Haven.
Approaching runway 09 left, 27 right.
Okay, I'm gonna hold right here. Okay, so let's go ahead and do a little run up. Okay, mixture's rich. Okay, we got our fixed gears, we got our powers on, our lights are on. Okay. Alright, so it's Lock Haven traffic, Cessna 172 Sierra Kilo, departing runway 27 right, Lock Haven for a left downwind departure to the east.
Entered runway 09 left, 27 right.
So we should pretty much have just a headwind on the takeoff. Make sure I got one notch of flaps in. I'm gonna just line up here, hold the brakes, power in. Okay, brakes release. Maintain center line. This is gonna be a little bit of a bumpy flight today. But we will add the autopilot in once we get up and climbing out, just to help kind of smooth things out as we're flying. Did not have an autopilot when I did my solo cross country either, so a lot of advances in the aircraft that are being used today to kind of make your life a lot easier. Some of the general aviation aircraft still don't have autopilots when you're doing your initial flight training, but my thought is, if it's available, you should use what you've got to make your flights as more enjoyable as possible, and less workload on you as a pilot. Hopefully we get to our destination before this dies out on us. So let's go back into the cockpit here. So what are we looking for? We're looking for the Northumberland County Airport. We're looking for the town just south of that. And we should be seeing a road highway going into the town. So I see off our nose there is a town that's starting to be depicted, and it does look like there is a highway going through the little passes there of the ridges, mountains, and we should be seeing an airport off to our left also, which you can actually see just outside to the left window. Take the cursor where it shows up on the video, but it should be somewhere just on our left hand side there. You can see the lights flashing on the runway. Go south of that, we see the town, so there's our checkpoint. We're approaching it. Now, one of the other things on the Foreflight app is you can actually see other aircraft that are out flying around. We've got a United 1027 flying at 26,500 feet above us. curious, can we see him? So if we go this way, we go to our front view, then we look up, then we look up, yep. So you can see the red and white flashing up there. That should be that traffic that's right behind us shown on the app. Cockpit. Okay, we're coming up on our checkpoint. Look out the left wing. There's the airport that I was talking about. Alright, 2,500. I'm going to turn to about a 150 on the heading to intercept our course. And to try to start heading towards our first checkpoint, which is the Interstate 80 crossover. Okay, so our mixture's ready, our power's set, our flaps are up, we got our lights on. We are climbing, we should be climbing. Okay, so I am going to go ahead and autopilot active. I'm going to add the nav source, and we are doing vertical speed climb. So we're just going to just allow it to climb up here about 400 to 500 feet per minute. It's intercepting our course now. You can see the app is also showing us flying the magenta line down to our first checkpoint. Another option on the Foreflight app is the AHRS, which gives you an AHRS display, also with some little terrain indications there. So it's I find it a very helpful little app. Now, so far as our planning goes, we always should have backups to our electronic stuff, be able to know how to use them, like the actual charts, VFR charts. If you're flying VFR, IFR charts, if you're flying IFR, so don't just rely solely on one system. So I'm going to turn the AHRS back off, go back to our flight plan. I'm going to go to Navlog, and you can see we departed Lock Haven. We're headed to our first checkpoint. It's saying that we should be there in about 1 minute and 45 seconds. So, based on our speed, we are coming up on 4,000. Still trying to climb to 5,500. Our flight plan back off. Let's take a little look outside of us. You kind of see the interstate off on our right wing there, kind of headed the west to east there. We'll be crossing over that. You'll get a better view of that once we get closer. Let's go ahead and you can also just see it on our nose there too. Up to the left side of our nose, see that little white patch and the little highway there, just right at the edge of our nose cowling on the left hand side is the interstate, which kind of which lines up with what we should be expecting on our app here. So as we cross over, we'll go to an external view just to see how that looks. See if they're both lining up properly. So let's go to the external and go to review, and there's the interstate down below. There's where we're crossing the interstate on the app. to our left hand side, you should be able to see a bend in the interstate. Oh, there it is. You can see that kind of a bend to the south and then back to the east. It goes through that little mountain pass there. Eastern Pennsylvania there. About as big as mountains you're going to get. Not like the west or some of the mountains up in the European mountain ridges, but they are what they are. So our next checkpoint is Lewisburg. So we are going to look at our flight plan again. We passed over our checkpoint. The next checkpoint, we should be there in 6 minutes and 32 seconds. And our time to our airport looks like it will be 21 minutes till we get to our destination. I also have another video that I did, just a short little video, just demonstrating the Foreflight app, just as a kind of like an introductory to it. If you want to check that out, I'll post it here. Give it a little look. Provide any comments. If you like these types of flights, you want to continue seeing some more, please like, subscribe, leave any comments on any suggestions or anything. Very helpful. Help us grow the channel on these little flights. My goal is to eventually bring in some real world flying. It's been a few years since I've actually flown due to the shutdown, I guess we should say. Just kind of limited the funding I had available to do some personal flying. So we're getting back into it, and hopefully here shortly we'll be doing some additional real world flying and try to record a few of those flights too. So we're going to just bring our power back a little bit to cruising. Alright, so our next checkpoint again is the Lewisburg, city of Lewisburg. We'll just be passing to the west of that, and you should be able to see that city along the river. As we get closer, it's actually just to the north, just kind of off our nose and a little bit to the left of that mountain, that little pass through the mountain ridge there, the old ridge, whatever you want to call pass, where the river actually goes through also. And you can see way out there in the distance a little bit is our checkpoint after the Lewisburg, which is the kind of Y where the rivers all come together, that little Free River Junction point. And now that we're kind of over the mountain ridges, they're kind of smoothed out a little bit here for a while. You can start seeing the checkpoint there on the left hand side. So we should be there, looking at our app, we should be there in about 3 minutes. Just bring the power in a little bit more. And let's take a look outside. You can see the river, the bend down there. Actually see the city there, just kind of like off right in front of our left wing. So using the app to plan out your cross-country flights and then flying them inside Microsoft Flight Simulator before you actually go fly them, may not be a bad thing to try out. Make sure you got some good checkpoints along the way. It's not guaranteed that everything's going to work out the same, but it gives you a good planning tool for your flights. And using the real world weather it gives you another level of experience of flying these. Don't get the motion and the sickness that you may get bumping around in the actual airplane. But right, coming up on our destiny, our checkpoint, we got 1.8 nautical miles. Looking at 14 miles to our destination. We're doing a ground speed of 135 knots. And we're up and down, plus or minus, it's like 100 feet on a vertical speed through the turbulence. And we've got a 1 meter accuracy is listed as 1 meter on GPS. So that means anything to us, but it's just Microsoft Flight Sim accuracy within 1 meter. I'm assuming that's meter, or maybe it's mile. 1 mile. In meters. I hope it would be more than 1 mile. We'd be way off. Okay, so checkpoint. We very clearly see our next checkpoint up off our nose. And we're looking at, 7 miles to that one. So, as we're approaching, we've got 12 minutes to go. Let's start looking at our destination. Our destination weather is winds 105, gusting to 14. We're looking at a runway of runway 11 is the best wind runway, so we'll be taking that. We'll just, for this flight, we're just going to plan on a straight in runway 11, so we'll be playing a straight in to intercept runway 11. We'll do our intercept to do the straight in approach to runway 11. Back to the weather, back to the airport information, and it does have a weather AWOS 127.57. So I'm going to tune that in. 127.575. I've got a Logitech radio panel here. You guys have ever used this? One thing I noticed is turning the knobs is slow for the numbers to update sometimes. So let's go ahead and listen to see if we can pick up the AWOS.
Kilo Zulu Echo Romeo, automated weather observation 1500 Zulu. Wind 051 at 8. Visibility 10. Sky conditions. Few clouds at 9,800 feet, few clouds at 13,700 feet. Temperature 17C, dew point 10C, altimeter 2987.
Okay.
Kilo Zulu Echo Romeo, automated weather observation 1500 Zulu. Wind 051 at 8. Visibility 10.
So the winds are a little different than the
Few
app,
clouds at 9,800.
but it still looks like the same runway we're going to be planning on, runway 11. So it's telling us also here that there's scattered clouds at 2,900 on our little app. We'll see how that goes. See if we start picking up any clouds. on our approach. Alright, so where are we at on our little roads? Okay, so we should be crossing the river. Okay, let's look, see, are we crossing the river? There it is. There's our checkpoint. We plan for this one, we'll plan for our next one. So the next one is going to be just south of the Northumberland County Airport. So we'll be looking for that. And is there any kind of like indications that kind of help us pick it out? So we've got, based on the kind of contours and stuff here, we got some kind of terrain. So it's kind of maybe kind of like a little bit of a valley. You've got a road coming in from the north, and then headed back out to the east. Also, the airport is just up to the north of that also, so we'll be looking for those little landmarks, confirm our checkpoint. You can kind of see a little bit of the cloud layer building up there in front of us. Our battery is showing low again. This is charging. Oops, sorry about that. It's back up. Just verify my don't knock over the charger. Is charging. We're just using a lot, so hopefully this will last before we get to our destination. Hopefully we get to our destination before this dies out on us. So let's go back into the cockpit here. So what are we looking for? We're looking for the Northumberland County Airport. We're looking for the town just south of that. And we should be seeing a road highway going into the town. So I see off our nose there is a town that's starting to be depicted, and it does look like there is a highway going through the little passes there of the ridges, mountains, and we should be seeing an airport off to our left also, which you can actually see just outside to the left side, left window. Take the cursor where it shows up on the video, but it should be somewhere just on our left hand side there. You can see the lights flashing on the runway. Go south of that, we see the town, so there's our checkpoint. We're approaching it. Now, one of the other things on the Foreflight app is you can actually see other aircraft that are out flying around. We've got a United 1027 flying, the 26,500 feet above us. Curious, can't we see him? So if we go this way, we go to our front view, then we look up, then we look up, yep. So you can see the red and white flashing up there. That should be that traffic that's right behind us shown on the app. Let's go back to our cockpit. Okay, we're coming up on our checkpoint. Look got the left wing. There's the airport that I was talking about. In the town just south of that, right there, so flying over it. So, next checkpoint is our destination. So, let's plan our destination. Okay, the airport elevation is 1,730 feet. Traffic pattern altitude, we're going to be looking at 2,700, so we want to get down to about 2,700. So let's do our descent to 3,000. Start it now. So I'm going to set our autopilot up to start our descent to 3,000. We're still in altitude hold, so I'm going to switch over to speed, give us a little bit of down, and bring our power back, and didn't do the vertical speed right. There we go. There we go. We're starting to come down. Alright, and then the Unicom frequency, common traffic advisory is 123.075. So let's go ahead and get that set up to 3 point. Seems like my dogs have calmed down now. Had to fly and pet my dog for a while to keep calm. 3.075. Well, maybe not calm enough. Still trying to tune this radio frequency in. Alright, so we got... Okay, so it'll be Schuylkill County traffic. Cessna 172 Sierra Kilo is 6 miles to the northwest of the airport, inbound straight in runway 11 Schuylkill County, full stop. Alright, so we are gonna have to come down faster, so let's turn this autopilot off. Let's nose us over, let's power back. Let's get us down. And autopilot is off, the mixture is rich. We are airport in sight. Let's get us down to at least 3,000. This, we'll zoom in a little bit on there. Let's see if I can land this airplane, fly, and keep my dog calm at the same time. Alright, coming up on our altitude. Okay, Schuylkill County traffic, Cessna 172 Sierra Kilos, turning final runway 11 Schuylkill County, full stop. This is a windy, tricky approach here on top of this little ridge. Alright, power back. Keep it coming down. Still a little high. It's not white
Short
mark.
final runway 11.
Yeah.
$500.
Is it? Man, about the same type of landing I did whenever I did my private. So I should have planned that approach a little bit better, but just for the sake of this flight, I am just trying to kind of demonstrating some of the aspects of this Forflight app and using it for our planning. So as you can see, as after I landed, it came up with the airport diagram, shows us on the runway, and we're getting ready to taxi, to turn at the taxiway to get off. Schuylkill County traffic, Cessna 172 Sierra Kilo is clearing runway 11, Schuylkill County, taxiing to the ramp. So if you like these videos, please like, subscribe, leave any comments below what you'd like or don't like. Happy either way. Always looking for some feedback. If you want to check out the part 1 that I did of my solo cross country, I'll give you a link there up above. It was without the app. At the time I did not have the app installed or connected yet. It was one of the earlier flights that I did. I've only been using Microsoft Flight Simulator here for I don't know, about 2 weeks or so. I have used other versions of the Flight Simulator, the Microsoft Simulator, but I just recently downloaded and installed the latest version. So if you like it, again, like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next flight. Thanks for coming along.